from BS and Beer Media. It's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, he's going to score. He's at the 5.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo. Welcome to the Top of the Bleachers. It is Friday, finally. May the 9th.
Sure,
What's
Friday.
up? It's my Friday, which I'm so thankful. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Sure,
What's
Friday.
up? How are you doing today? Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, nice weather, had the tops off, no incidences, nothing happened. It was a good day, short day.
That's good.
Hardest thing all day long is trying to figure out what we're going to have for dinner.
I had a long day, and then it seems to be getting longer, and one of the guys on our team went on vacation. Started today, so now I do my stuff. I'm kind of covering for all the stuff he does too, if they need backup or something. So there was, a 911 alarm, sent out earlier, and checked on them. They seem to be okay, so I think we're good. But you never know. May have to hustle off of here. If something blows up, because I need my other computer to do that. Anyway, I got a couple things to talk about. 3 subjects today. 3 topics.
Three subjects, okay.
3 topics, okay? Anything you want to talk about before we start talking about stuff, or anything else going on? Nothing new for me, really. I'm starting to wonder about my.
Maple went to the vet today.
Yeah.
Yeah, weighed 34 pounds.
Wow.
4 months old.
Yikes.
5 months old. 4 or 5 months old.
Wow.
She got her last set of puppy shots. She got her rabies vaccine for this year. And yeah, man, she got no worms in her poop. All's good.
Yep. Abby got checked out a couple of days ago. She's a shade under 12 pounds. Okay, just a shade.
She's kind of fat because she's a little big thing.
Yeah, but she's not though. I mean, not like Oliver. Oliver's he's be on a diet for real.
You're really bully.
But she's still good. She's still pretty active. 16 months old now.
I got it.
So
I've seen a couple of dogs on my wiener dogs on my route that like their feet barely touch the ground because their belly's so big.
Oliver's
you got to be careful when you're short-legged how much weight you put on.
We were told he was overweight. That's how we know he's overweight. All right. The vet said he's overweight. We're like, oh well, he don't do much. You know what I mean? He don't. And he eats a lot. And he eats good. You know what I mean? He's full rotten. So
yeah.
But no, Abby, she still gets lots of exercise and running. She runs. She'll go back and forth between upstairs and downstairs a lot of times. She'll come hang out there for a little while, and then she'll go back, and then.
Plus, she's so small. Like just coming from upstairs to downstairs would be like me and you running the length of a football field.
I know it's like a quarter mile or something, right?
Yeah.
But she's all good, all checked up, good to go. Got her nails done like every princess needs.
Yeah.
So. All good. Let's see where we want to start. Let's start with. I don't know. Have you heard all this the Arkansas stuff going on lately with the media and what this guy said? I think we talked about it on yesterday. I can't remember his name. You know his name, the radio guy. They do a podcast. He does it with
Bo Madden.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. He came out yesterday.
Chuck Barrett. His name is Chuck Barrett.
Chuck Barrett.
He does the play-by-play calls for the football team.
And he basically said, I'm paraphrasing here, but this is
Yeah.
he was talking about accepting mediocrity.
Mediocrity. Yeah.
Sorry. And he said, if you can't accept that, he goes, I'm just done talking to you. And he goes, if that's your plan, that you're not okay with being mediocre, he didn't say mediocre, but if you're not okay with that, you're stupid. And so Arkansas fans are not happy. Or a lot of them are. I don't know about all of them. Some of them don't even know probably or don't care or don't listen to this stuff every day, you know. But the ones who are fans, consider themselves fans, one, they don't like being told how to feel. You don't tell me if I can be happy or sad or mad about my team. I can feel however I want to. That's part of being a fan. You know what I mean? And what's your thoughts on that? Do you agree or disagree? Because I think it's absurd.
Well, I came to grips a while back that in football we're going to be mediocre. I mean, our heyday was in the 80s when we were in the Southwest Conference. We had a couple of good years with Petrino. We had a decent year with, Houston Nutt. But even with Nutt and Petrino, compared to what Saban was doing at LSU and Alabama and what Georgia has done, and it just we are the middle of the pack in the SEC, which is mediocrity.
I know, but are you supposed to be okay with that? You're not supposed to.
Well, I have
win. You know
I have no control over it, so I have to be okay with it. I mean,
I know, but if you're a fan, you want your team to win.
I would love it if the Hogs came out and put up a.
Well, I don't like being called stupid because I want my team to win. That's. I think
you're
stupid.
Well, we don't put.
I mean, it might be the truth of where we're at right now. That don't mean I have to like it.
I don't think you can tell people how to feel about stuff, but at the same time, I get where Chuck Barrett's coming from. I mean, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change for a while, apparently.
That's not the point. That's not
it hasn't changed.
That's not the point. Are we supposed to be okay with that though? Like you just okay? It's fine if we're mediocre for here on out.
It depends.
Why would you root for them?
It depends on your level of fandom, I think. Like my level of fandom, I don't go out and like donate money to the university, and I don't go out of my way to, buy Arkansas Razorback merchandise. Like I have a few items, but like not everything in my house has to be Arkansas Razorback related. Like I don't hold season tickets. I go to
I don't think those have anything to do with it though.
I go to, that's a level. I don't have the same level of fandom as some people. Some people just,
I know there's levels to fandom for sure. Like some people care.
I would be pissed. It would piss. Well, I guess what I'm saying is it would piss me off more about what Chuck Barrett said if I donated thousands of dollars to the university every year, if I bought a suite at the Razorback Stadium, if my house was totally decorated and all my kids go to Arkansas Razor or they go to the Fayetteville to go to school because I was dyed true blue, or
you still go to games, you still buy tickets, you still buy a hat, you still buy a $15 beer. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like you're not a little invested anyway. And besides that, you have to consider yourself a fan. You watch every game. You don't sound like you don't care about the game. You watch every game. You're like dying to get home to see the game.
They break my heart every week. I'm totally a fan. I've come to the realization that we are mediocre. We're going to be mediocre for a long time because they're not going to do anything on the hill to change it.
I agree with that.
So your choice,
I'm not okay with being okay with it, though.
Your choice is to either, realize that and keep rooting for them, or to go find another team that actually.
I want them to change. That's what I want them to do. I want them to change. That doesn't mean I don't have to accept that. That's
people. I have
lazy. That's lazy.
I have no control over it. What are you going to do?
I
How are
don't
you
know.
going to change it?
I don't know. There's nothing I can do to change it. I guess I don't have to like it. I guess is my point. Yeah.
Well, I don't like seatbelt laws, but I still wear my seatbelt because I don't want a ticket. I mean, I come to accept that I got to wear my seatbelt everywhere I go. Okay.
I'm not saying that we're not mediocre right now. I understand that. I'm saying I shouldn't have to be okay with that. Like, yeah, that's fine. Like, if I wanted to watch the Orlando game,
what do you okay?
Chuck Barrett, I know that they're not going to win every game, but
right,
I want them to win every game. Like, come on.
Look at it. Let's look at it from Chuck Barrett's point of view. Okay, Chuck Barrett is the voice of the Razorbacks, which means that some of his income, if not all of his income, comes from the University of Arkansas.
I know. That's my
same as Rick Schaefer and all of them. He is going to.
Yes.
He's going to say whatever what he thinks makes the university happy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because they can take stuff away from him.
And he thinks that you should be happy with it too.
Well.
I agree with you. I don't think.
I think we're come out and call everybody stupid. I mean, that's kind of far too.
Did he actually use the word stupid? Or
yeah, he's just stupid. Yeah, and then laugh, and then Bo laugh. Yeah, they're stupid.
Well, I mean, don't listen to his podcast.
I don't listen to it, but you shouldn't say that about anybody. You shouldn't call anybody else stupid and laugh at them. Like that's.
But some people are stupid.
Yeah, but if you're a media person and you have a fan base that people are watching you, why would you do that? Just makes no sense to do that. That's
well,
like, I mean, are you trying to hurt your show? Like, what are you trying to do?
I imagine because of the comment that he made, his show has probably gotten more views than it's ever gotten before.
Probably. I heard someone say it's all clickbait. They don't believe that.
It's they're
just saying that so people click on it, and because it was a short video that came out of just that clip. It wasn't like the whole show and someone went and found that clip.
Yeah,
they put out that clip.
So it might
that part.
Yeah.
So it was definitely on purpose. So
I don't know what to tell you, man. I've accepted that we're going to be mediocre, and we'll stay that way until they change everything, until they bring in a whole new coaching staff and a new head coach, and they go about it differently.
I'm not so sure it's the coaches, actually. I think it may be even above that. I think they're just, I don't know what they're thinking.
It's not like they can't compete money-wise. They have one of the largest endowments that there is out there. They have boosters coming in from all over the place, and a lot more that they could probably go get. But I don't know. Yeah. It's almost like the administration up there has decided, listen, we're a baseball school, and we get some of the revenue sharing. We make some money off football, but we're going to promote basketball and baseball. We're not going to try and fix football.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I often thought when I was growing up, I thought Frank Broyles was the problem. Frank Broyles was a old racist white man who just was set in his ways, and he didn't want anything to change. And I thought it's when Frank died, that's when we'll take a jump forward. And we did for a little bit. We got Petrino for a little bit. We made a little bit of a run. Then Petrino had his car wreck and everything, but that's it at Arkansas. You're going to get maybe a year here and a year there and a year over here, but you're just not going to get consistency like you do at some of the other universities. But we're not the only university going through this, okay? There can only be 12 teams that make the college football playoff, and only one of those is going home with the national championship.
Yeah.
I would love 1 year for us to make the college football playoff. I think that would be awesome. But I don't see it happening in the near future unless something big happens and we get a Calipari situation where, you get some Hall of Fame coach that decides to dip his toe in Arkansas's water, But I don't know.
It's hard to look at Ole Miss and Missouri, Now
Vanderbilt.
Missouri, they've actually stinking everything else. So, well, basketball, I guess maybe not. So
Yeah,
much.
but Missouri's they're not consistently. They're kind of like Arkansas too. They've been on a good run the last 2-3 years, but most of the time they're not that good in football. Ole Miss has got some history in football. I mean, they've been good in the past, and they've had.
They had Archie Manning for a few years, but they sucked every other time besides that. And then Manning was there for a little while again, and they were all right. Then they leave, and they suck again.
There are only so many teams that can be at the top tier, and reality is that we're not one of those teams very often, not in football.
Yeah, I know.
Now get us on a. I don't like it either, but
I like it. Well, you're stupid. You're stupid for thinking that.
Thinking that we're mediocre.
No, for wanting better, for wanting them to win. You're stupid for that.
Well, that's
what?
It's definitely not the attitude that I want my players to have.
What?
Oh, guys, hey, we're middle of the road, guys. We're just going to go out there and we're going to be pretty good. We're not going to be real good or anything.
I would think, shouldn't they be the other way? Shouldn't the university be saying, I don't want you saying anything negative at all? Okay, fine. Spin everything a positive way. Okay. You don't have to come out and say everybody's stupid for wanting to win.
I don't think that's.
It's like, hey man, I think we can turn. We're gonna sunshine pump. Oh man, they got some recruits in. They're gonna be doing good. It's gonna be a better year. Like if you like that kind of momentum, not. Well, you should just accept that, and if you don't, you're stupid.
Well, I think the university wants pretty much anything that will draw attention to the university. So the more clicks that Chuck Barrett gets on his podcast promotes their university. And I'm sure, like you said, it was a short clip. It might have been taken completely out of context. You might have to watch what was said before and what was said after to really know.
Let me find it.
No, not really. I don't care what Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly think. I don't.
Excuse me.
I care what Hunter Yurachek thinks. I care what the boosters think. I want to know why we aren't pushing football to be better, because we're obviously not.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well. Anyway, that was one thing I was going to talk about. Everybody's in a Arkansas. Some Arkansas fans are upset about that. I guess I don't know if I'm upset, but it didn't make me happy.
Right.
Call us all stupid for wanting to win more games. Piss off.
Well,
that's why I'm a fan. Like, why would I root for a team if I wanted to lose all the time? That's freaking. You're stupid for thinking that. Come on.
Not only that, but Chuck Barrett has had to sit through some awful ball games, calling some real ass whoopings that we've taken. Does he not get tired of doing that?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh.
What else you got?
Let's see. I watched some more of those wrestling videos.
Okay. I like wrestling. Let's get into some wrestling.
And I came across some wild ones. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like the top 10 all-time love triangles.
Okay. All right.
In real life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Number one,
crazy ones on there.
number one's got to be Edge, Matt Hardy, and Lita, right? That was like number
That was
one.
on there, and that was actually real. And
Yes, I know it.
they
That
fired him.
that ass whooping that Matt Hardy took during Raw, that was a real ass whooping. I mean,
they fired him and
Edge,
then brought him back just for the story. That's crazy.
Edge beat the living tar out of him, dude.
Yeah, well, surprised they didn't let Matt get some revenge too, because see his girl, wasn't it? Hell no, he got hurt.
It's not.
And while he was hurt,
if
they
it-
started fooling around.
If she ends up sleeping with another guy, was she really your girl to begin with?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, that's a subject altogether.
Just saying.
Let's see, what else was there? There was some weird ones. Like apparently the Cornettes, Jim
Mhm.
Cornette and his
Yeah.
wife, they were into some kinky shit, bro. like trying to get other wrestlers to come over and sleep with his wife, and
Oh,
then blackmailing them if they don't. Well, you will ruin your career if you don't. Like crazy stuff. And there was multiple people that were like, yeah, that happened. That was a thing. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, bro. And then there was this thing way long time ago, like in the early 80s or sometime, probably. Maybe even before that. Pat Patterson was involved. These two other guys were too. There was a thing for a while called Ring Boys. And these little boys would come to the match. And I don't know what they did, but they were involved in the thing, right? Well, there was more going on than what meets the eye. With all these ring boys. And way later on, after they got older, one of them came out, which led to a whole bunch of them coming out. And then Patterson got in trouble. He got fired. Then they paid off. They settled out of court. Yeah, paid him off, basically.
Because that always means you're innocent when you settle out of court.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. You're guilty as hell, bro. So anyway, it was him and this other guy. I was like, man, that's crazy. What the? There was several things like that. Randy Macho Man. The reason the rumor, he left WWE or whatever to go to WCW, right? It was whatever he got fired or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess Vince had long hated Macho Man because Macho Man had been fooling around with Stephanie when she was like 17 or something. Like
what?
That. Yeah. So Vince did not like the Macho Man at all. About that one.
Wow.
Yeah. There was I don't know if you saw this too. Linda Hogan.
Yeah.
In her book that she did a tell-all about, she accused Hogan and Bruce Beefcake of being lovers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know they were really good friends. They ran around together for a long time.
It's since been debunked. Hogan was like, totally denied it. She even came out and said, yeah, I lied about that.
Well, I could totally see like one of your ex-wives writing some sort of tell-all book, and we end up lovers, at some point.
I think they were in love. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, it's some crazy stories, man. Some crazy ones in there. I was trying to think of some other ones. You hit the one with Edge and Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
There was who was the other one? There was several of them. Remember Sable?
I do remember Sable.
McMahon came to her and was like, I want you to do a topless match.
Uh-huh.
And she refused. And he's all mad about it.
Well, she's
And-
too classy for that. Instead, she went and posed for Playboy.
Just to despite him, probably. But he's McMahon himself, like the guy narrating the story. He was like, if we did a show just on Vince McMahon's
Sure.
wrongdoings and shady stuff and blah 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 blah, right? He goes, we'd be here for 3 or 4 hours. Okay, so we can't go into all that. We're just going to talk about a couple things. It was like he said like something like $50 million or something like that.
Well, that's the reason.
At least there were.
Yeah, that's the reason why he's not around anymore, and it's turned over to the kids or whatever.
Yeah, they said something about that. He had another affair or something. I forget.
She was like, she wasn't even, or this is what I heard, and this is all hearsay. I do not run around with the McMahons, so I don't know. But she was like an accountant for WWE. She wasn't even like a talent in the ring or anything like that. She was working in one of the offices. And so apparently the old man,
Can you imagine Linda being married to him for all those years? Like,
well,
what?
I mean, it's kind of like Hillary being married to Bill, like putting up with all the Bill stuff. Yeah, but at the same time, it keeps her in a very powerful and influential position. And Linda, it would probably cause a lot more havoc if she divorced him as far as the business and all that stuff goes, because, I mean, geez Louise, man, you got 2 kids, a wife tied up into it. It's a family business. It's worth millions, if not billions of dollars. Man, he's probably worked out some deal with her or something where it's like, you cannot divorce,
Yeah, she could have took half that. Yeah, I mean,
well, if there was no prenup, she could take half.
Is there a prenup?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
I
I know if I was worth millions of dollars, I would have a prenup.
Yeah.
Before I got married. I mean,
I would too. I was poor and I should have got one. Half your stuff, still half your stuff, bro.
Oh, man.
Even if it's only one couch and a TV, you sit. You're done for.
Yeah, because you can't have one without the other. What good is a TV without a couch? And what good is a couch without a TV?
Bro, I had to sit in the living room floor one time and eat dinner. No furniture.
Hey,
no furniture, bro. Hard times, bro.
That's tough.
Oh, here's another wrestling topic. I saw a show that did top 10 promos of all time.
Ooh.
And there was some good ones.
Austin 316's probably got to be up there.
Austin 316 was on there. Yep.
The Rock. What's the Rock's best promo?
I didn't see any of the Rocks.
The Rock had a great one. Chris Jericho left WCW, and when I started watching it back then, it was WWF. But when I started watching WWE, it was right around the millennial, and they started doing a countdown clock, but it didn't match up with the millennial. It was like going to be too early or whatever. And they're like, what are they counting down to? And every week the countdown clock would show up.
Yeah.
And then the countdown clock went totally off while Rock was in the ring cutting a promo, and Y2J comes out, Jericho comes out, and Raw is Jericho, and starts spewing his stuff. And Rock interrupts him and says, "Who in the blue moon are you?" Jericho goes, and he said, "It doesn't matter who you are." And I mean, oh, it was awesome.
That was a good one. What reminded me was one of the ones they had on the list. I don't think they had them numbered like 1 through 10 or anything, but one of them was Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah, Dusty could cut a promo.
Dusty Rhodes did this promo where him and Flair were fighting, right? And Dusty was the All-American guy, and Flair was the opposite of that. The rich, power, all that stuff.
Yeah. Limousine
And,
riding, jet
yeah, and
flying.
so Dusty tore into him. You don't know what hard times are. Hard times are construction workers and blah 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 blah. Hard times are police officers. Blah blah blah. He names off like 4 of them. Dude, I was so fired up by the time he got done. I was just like, yeah, let's go, Dusty. It was good. It was really good.
The American dream, man.
Yeah, but he tore into him. Hard times. You don't know what hard times are. It was great. And then what's another one? I can't remember any of the other ones they showed now.
Of course, Dusty Rhodes' famous finishing move.
Yeah, the elbow.
Yeah, the atomic elbow, man.
Like elbow or whatever.
Yeah. And later on, it became the American elbow or something like that. I can't remember.
Another one they showed was CM Punk. Did you see his? They call it the pipe bomb.
Oh yeah, where he like sat down in the middle of the ring and
he sits down there on the edge on the ramp and starts talking and was like, "Screw y'all suck, you suck, everybody suck." Well, he just went off for like 20 minutes, and then finally they cut him off. Like his mic goes off, and then they went to commercial, whatever. But he talked for a long time. He was talking mad junk. He was bashing Triple H and Stephanie, and it'd be better if Vince was dead. And he's just going on and on. It's wild.
Well, he got a reputation everywhere that he went of being one of the hardest people to work with. And I watched Triple H in a interview, and they were asking him about his relationship with CM Punk because he's back in the WWE now. And he said the hardest thing about working with CM Punk is that he won't, like, you really have to probe to get out what he's thinking. Because if you just say, okay, this is what I was thinking would happen in the match, are you good with that? CM Punk's going to be like, yeah, I'm good with that. And then when you walk off, he's going to start complaining to everybody about, well, we should have done this or we should have done that, instead of talking to you while you're, And he said, once I found that out and I would say, okay, this is what I'm thinking. Are you okay with that? And he would say, yeah. I'd say, no, seriously. What do you think? What do you think should happen? And then CM Punk jumps in and does his thing. And Triple H goes, actually, I like yours better. Let's do yours. And it started to build a relationship with him. I guess he didn't understand that's, you could put your 2 cents in it. You didn't have to talk behind everybody's back or complain about it later or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then once Triple H broke that barrier, he said he's so much easier to work with now. And he said 9 times out of 10, he's got a better idea.
Yeah.
So.
That's crazy. I can't remember. Let's see. What was some of the other ones? Surely Hogan. I don't remember. I guess I didn't make it to the whole show. I think I had turned.
Hogan wasn't the greatest promoter. He
had a couple of really good ones though.
But it was always the same promo. It wasn't like he did anything. It was always the same promo. Matter of fact, when he went to the NWO, one of the reasons, you remember when the NWO would come out, they do those little vignettes where it'd be black and white and they'd be talking or whatever. Well, they went to do the first one of those, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and they're trying to be these rebels that are coming in, and Hogan's still spewing, what you gonna do? And yeah, brother, and all this stuff. And Nash is like, we're trying to make this real, like go behind the curtain, make it real. And Hogan won't get out of his shtick about, all this. So they gave credit to the guy that edited the videos. Like they would just put little snippets of Hogan here and there instead of like showing everything that he said and all that. So they came up with those little black and white vignettes or whatever. And he said, because they left the first one and Hall turns to Kevin Nash. And he's like, this ain't going to work, man. This ain't going to work at all.
Well, it's hard when you've been doing the same thing for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't know what else to do.
Well, I mean, he had his character.
Yeah.
He had never been a bad guy before, He had, unlike John Cena, I don't think he was sitting around thinking about, if I'm ever a bad guy, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do this. I think Cena's been planning this stuff for a while. He's got so much ammunition when he goes out to the ring right now. It's hilarious, man.
I haven't watched any of that.
He's giving the fans what for, and they are eating it up. I mean, he is blowing up the place like it's, he's going in for his first world championship. This, by the way, since he won the last heavyweight championship and he holds the title right now, he holds the record. He has 17 world titles, which is more than the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who had 16 world titles. I thought that was pretty neat. And Randy Orton, if Randy Orton beats him at the next pay-per-view, Randy Orton will be getting his 15th world title.
Wow. I didn't realize he'd been champ that many times.
He's been around a long time, dude.
Orton been around a long time.
Orton been around a long time. I can remember when Cowboy Bob escorted him out to the ring his first couple of matches. He was running around with his daddy. He
was really young, for sure.
And then him and Ted DiBiase teamed up, and they started. That was the Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. He had somebody that was a generational wrestler that he wrestled with. Orton did.
Didn't he start out with Batista and?
No, that was Evolution. He wrestled before that for a little bit before he got picked for Evolution.
But he didn't start. I thought him and Batista started like it's a tag team or something. They didn't start that way.
Maybe they did. I don't remember. I really don't remember. That was a long time ago.
I don't remember either. Let's just look up Randy Orton Wikipedia page here.
The RK out of nowhere.
Let's see what it says. Randy Orton has a Wikipedia page. Randall Keith Orton, born April 1st, 1980. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Third generational professional wrestler. Grandfather Bob Orton. Father Bob Orton Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And Uncle Barry Orton.
Oh, Barry.
All signed by the WWF.
Forgot about Barry Orton,
yeah. He trained in Mid-Missouri Wrestling Association and Southern Illinois Conference Wrestling. He was then signed by WWF and was sent to Ohio Valley Wrestling, where he held the OVW Hardcore Championship twice. Then it goes right on into the Evolution thing. So, yeah, he's been around a while. He was so young. He must have been a baby.
He was like 17, 18 years old in there.
What year was that, I wonder? Holy moly. What year?
See, that would be
2006. Let's see. At 24, he became the champion. So, I mean, he's been wrestling a long time before 24, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Holy moly. That's crazy. Yeah, he was a Marine, but he went AWOL. I don't know if you heard that story.
Yeah,
he went AWOL. He left. He's like, I can't do this. I'm out. He just went home. Like, what? He got out of it later somehow or maybe he got court-martialed or something. I'm not sure, but
they probably gave him a dishonorable discharge or something like that.
Something, yeah.
That's one of the reasons I never joined the military. I always thought boot camp and stuff would be good for me, like physically and all that.
Yeah,
but, dude, somebody yelling at me all the time, and I just couldn't do it. I would be one of those dudes that ended up going AWOL or,
If I'd have been in better shape already, I may have thought about it. There's no way I can walk in there like I was when I was a senior out of high school and be like, yeah, I want to join the Army. I want to be one of the best. I'd have died. I would have died. Day one. Yeah, that would not have been good.
Plus, I have I have friends and family members that were in the military, so I've heard stories of what like boot camp and service is like, and I don't want to be told when I can go to the bathroom and when I can't go to the bathroom, and I don't want to line up in the morning and take a crap with a guy sitting right next to me and a guy sitting across from me, and I just those kinds of things are like I just not,
Yeah.
not that gung ho. Like I feel like I'm a patriot. I feel like I am a true blue American, red, white, and blue. I love this country. I feel like a patriot, but I feel like I can be a patriot without having to take a crap with a guy sitting right beside me.
Yeah, I never
Like
had.
no wall, no partition, nothing.
Yeah.
Just,
Man, my dad was in the National Guard, so he had to go through boot camp as well. Boot camp does not sound fun at all.
no, it's supposed
It's
to.
probably not as bad nowadays as it was back then. You think?
Well, it's kind of like college biology. Like it is a weeding out system. Like if you can't get through college biology or college algebra, probably don't need to be in college. Boot camps like that too. Like if you go to bed at night whimpering and crying, you probably made a mistake signing up for the Army or whatever.
Oh man, I tried college biology. I dropped out.
This is the craziest story ever, and my brother can back me up on this. Stayed up all night the night before the final cramming. I needed a 95 or better to pass the class with a C, and I ended up getting a C in that class. And we had the worst professor ever. Like we're in a classroom with like 200 people, and this guy never turns around and faces us. He's just talking. He's writing on the board with his right hand and erasing with his left hand. And then he would say stuff like, "Are there any questions? Good, let's move on." Never turn around and look, see if anybody had their hand up or anything.
That sucks. I made it a couple weeks in. I was like, I'm lost as can be already. I don't think there's any coming back from catching up here. I think I should probably drop this while I can. And so I dropped it, planning to come back and take it later, but then ended up going associates route, and I didn't need it, so I didn't come back to it. So I did take college algebra, and that crap was hard. And it had the same kind of teacher as you, where he just drew on the board
I had a really good college algebra teacher, and I actually did really well in college algebra. But I was like, okay, that's it. I don't have, unless my degree, whatever I was going for, it requires more math. I am not doing anymore. I got past college algebra. I'm done with the freaking math. I'm not going to do that anymore. Bro. I'm signing up for classes next semester, and I see physical science. Okay. Mm-hmm. And my stupid brain thinks physical science, that's like picking up stuff, looking at stuff, labs, stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I could do that. Let's go hit this up. Walked in, dude, it was nothing but mathematical equations is all it was. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I think I should have taken physics because I didn't realize it was all math. I thought it was science. I'm not science guy. I'm a math guy. I made A's in math my whole life. I was tested high on everything, calculus, trig, all that stuff. Took college algebra, made a C, bro. I was so pissed. I was like,
well, it's one of those classes that's supposed to weed people out.
Man, I'm telling you, like it was tough. It was tough, and I took some hard classes coming into that. Of course, they had been like 3 or 4 years out of high school.
See, I think coming into college your first year, like your first semester, okay, You shouldn't get to pick your classes or your schedule. They should pick your schedule and your classes for you for your first semester. And they should give you the earliest and the hardest classes. And that way, if you can get through the first semester, everything's downhill from then. But by the end of the first semester, you know, hey, this crap ain't for me. I ain't spending no more money on this. I'm gonna go to the house.
Because
whatever.
most people show up and party the whole first semester, and then they're like, what am I going to do? I'll do better. And then they party the whole second semester, and then they drop out.
It ain't no lie.
I didn't get to do that. I had kids. I couldn't party, but
my brother went to college out of high school, and the first mistake he made was he joined a fraternity, and then he promptly flunked out because all they did was party all the time. And I'm sure he had a good time, you know, his first year at college, but that was it. Dad was done with it, and he ended up going into the military. Yeah. And it wasn't until he got out of the military and he had some discipline and stuff that he went back to college and actually, you know, did what he needed to do to get. And now he's like overeducated. He's got like a master's and a doctorate.
I didn't know he went to college. I thought he went straight to the Navy. That's why I didn't know that.
No, he went for 1 year, and then Dad was like, I'm not paying for you to go up there and drink beer and make F's. So you're, you know, I'm done.
So
Dad didn't say, you know, you got to join the military. He said, I'm done paying for college. That's what Dad said. So, you know.
So he joined on his own?
He joined on his own, yeah.
That's wild.
He didn't have much of a choice. He didn't have any. I mean, honestly, coming out of high school and you got, you know, 1 year of failed college, you don't have any job skills or anything.
No.
I mean,
no.
And
you don't.
He was an Arkansas boy that didn't travel much. So I'm sure the military kind of appealed to, hey, I'll get out and I'll see the world. And, you know, and he did a lot of growing up in the military. He did.
I kind of wish I'd have took that route in a way, but at the same time, not. We probably would have seen, what was it? The Gulf War? No, that was.
That was Matt. That was Matt.
We just saw what, Afghanistan?
It depends on how long you stay in. If we graduate in 94 and you do 4 years, we don't see anything.
Wasn't there something in 96? I want to say it was.
Oh, there might have been Somalia or something like that, or not Somalia. What's the name?
Let's see here. What we got? 1990. Oh gosh, we're still fighting with Turkey. What in the world? Wait a minute. Hang on. This is. Oh wait, man. This is world. Hold on. Where did I find? Let's see here. Try that. 1990 major wars. Here we go.
Bosnia.
Post Cold War decade. Not a lot of wars in the 90s. I thought the Gulf War was in 92.
It was,
right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, here we go. Gulf War, 1990 to 1991. 2 wars were fought in the region of Chechnya. I don't know.
Chechnya?
The first Chechen War, 1994 to 1996.
Okay, that would have been us.
The conflict between the Russian Federation and the Czech Republic of Korea. I don't know.
I think if we join in 95 and we do 4 years and we get out in 99, then maybe Bosnia might have been in there, but I don't even think Bosnia was in there. I think we would have been war free.
Yeah, let's see. Trying to find. Oh, geez, Mexican border war, a little race war, bluff war. Holy smokes! Let me get to the 90s. Hang on. 1980, 1984. Okay, 1989. United States invasion of Panama.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then the Gulf War.
You know what movie is that? The Invasion of Panama.
Is that the 13 Soldiers one?
No, that's Heartbreak Ridge, man, with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, dang. The Iraqi no-fly zone enforcement operations, 1991 to 2003. I'm not sure exactly. The intervention of the Somalia War, Civil War, 92 to 95.
Yellow.
Okay, so Redstone Golf Course in Little Rock.
Yeah.
If we'll play at 3 o'clock Sunday.
This guy.
How much? How much?
This guy will check his watch ever.
$26 apiece.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect, man.
We're getting the educator special.
Sweet.
This is a live show. This is how you know we're live, folks. This is
Yeah.
no editing.
Now, if we go before 3, it's a little more expensive.
And
There at 3
this is one of our best friends who doesn't even know we're doing this show right now. How awful is that? How awful is that? I'm texting him right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Anybody on their tee sheets at all for Sunday? She said it's
I'm
pretty
texting right now.
They're probably staying with their moms. On.
Yo, trying to do a show right now.
It sounds good to me, man. I'm in. Let's do it.
You should watch.
I'm gonna play my course at 8 in the morning. I'm gonna bring the clothes on. And I'll be there. When I
Let me add this. Be a good friend.
Where the hell is Redford? I played it once.
It's down on the river, sort of kind of down by the big damn bridge.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know where it is.
That's all I got, bro. Getting out of here.
I got GPS.
All right, I gotta finish this podcast with Big.
All right, 3 o'clock Sunday. I'll see you then.
All right, see ya. Hey, we're gonna play Rebsman at 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Good for you. Good for you.
You wanna come play with us?
No, I'm gonna be with my mama.
You can bring her. I like your mom.
No, we're doing some stuff. We're going to dinner that day, around 2.
Yeah.
So no, not available.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go play golf with my brother on Mother's Day, and then when I get done, I might slide by the National Cemetery and see Mom and Dad for Mother's Day.
That'd be good of you.
I guess I don't know if it is or not. I don't know.
It is a good thing.
Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, if I die, okay, let's say I die tomorrow. I don't even know where you're going to bury me, or whatever. Say they put me in a certain spot, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, I'll come by.
I don't think I'm
water on your flowers.
I don't think I'm hanging around that spot waiting to see who comes and visits me.
No.
Now my boss is calling me.
All right. I'll catch you later, man. Happy weekend. I'll catch you on the other side.
Love you, brother.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.